After over a year, the Metro line to NAIT is finally up to speed.
It's not very far from me, but other people will help along.
Garth Brooks rocked Edmonton this past week, and the downtown business core continues to profit.
If you can just get out there, if you can just get on the stage, then you're among the people, they'll take care of you.
And in sports, our NAIT Ooks women's hockey team prepares for the playoffs. Hello, and welcome to Second Edition News. The city is still buzzing from country stars Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood's tour stop in Edmonton.
While fans are reminiscing about the show, business owners are still busy counting the cash the concert brought in. Alicia Johnson has the details.
It was country music royalty paying a long-awaited visit to Edmonton. Garth Brooks and wife Trisha Yearwood met with the media soon after arriving in Edmonton and were excited to see the variety of generations at their concerts.
It's great to see the generations come, especially now with the new song Mom. I see daughters coming with their moms and they have signs that go, I'm here with my mom, and they might be here with their mom and their grandmother, and that's a cool kind of trio to get to sing to.
While music was being played in Rogers Place, cash was being made throughout downtown with record-high food sales. Rogers Place expected to sell over 4,000 bags of popcorn, 2,000 hot dogs, and over 59,000 liters of beer. But Rogers Place wasn't the only business affected, with hotels and bars seeing massive customer turnout. The manager of Denison Hall has especially seen the impact.
There's more to this ice district than just Oiler games. Of course, that's going to be the bread and butter. That is the central core of what this place represents. But the fact that Garth Brooks could come in here and sell out 9 straight shows, and we could get that busy, for that 2-week stretch, was fantastic.
Smith stated they expected the bar to be busy, but were unprepared for the crowds. After the first night, the employees were ready to stick it out for the remainder of Garth's stay. With 9 sold-out shows, both Trisha and Garth showed their appreciation to the fans and were happy to give back to the Edmonton economy.
We hope that everybody's glad we came, So it's been really nice to hear when you do hear that the city benefits.
Alicia Johnson, Second Edition News.
With 4 cases of mumps confirmed at the University of Alberta, students are being reminded about how to protect themselves from the virus. Mumps is a viral infection that is spread from person to person by something as simple as a cough or a sneeze. Most people are vaccinated at a young age and should be safe from the infection. For those who are not, drinking fountains, telephones, and even things as harmless as a door handle can spread the infection. Health officials are encouraging students to check whether their immunization for the mumps is up to date.
A section of NAIT's main building is still closed due to a fire 2 weeks ago. The location of the fire has heavily impacted student classes and the Shop at NAIT store. A store relocation was needed for new apprentice students starting earlier this week. All students who have class in the affected area continue to be moved to other parts of campus.
Our class has been moved to CAT and we have to walk really far, so we just go outside instead of going through the building because it's faster, but it's all good. We're not stressed about anything.
The area is expected to be reopened mid-April.
Good news for NAIT students who use the LRT every day. After a year and a half of the LRT running to NAIT, it is finally up to speed. The Edmonton Metro line is now traveling through intersections at 50 kilometers per hour. That is double the speed from the previous 25 kilometers per hour. The change happened since signaling problems in the intersections have been resolved.
I think it'll make a difference for the students coming pretty far away. I get off at McEwen, so it's not very far from me, but other people will help a lot.
Although there is still some work to be done on the LRT, the city is hoping the Metro line will be running at full performance later this year.
The results of NAIT's UPass referendum are in. Over 2,700 students voted in the referendum, which ran from February 10th to the 16th. The vote resulted in over 86% of voters saying yes to the new UPass contract. This adds Spruce Grove, Leduc, and Fort Saskatchewan Transit to the UPass. Representative from NAITSA, Jason Roth, says promoting the vote wasn't so easy.
So we had to make an effort to get students out to vote and not tell them how to vote, but just to make sure that, take ownership of the fees that you're going to be charged and cast your ballot one way or the other. And so to get 8 to 18% was pretty good.
Voter turnout exceeded the minimum requirements of at least 10%. The new contract will give students access to the UPass for the next 4 years.
Reports this week of a Calgary man being severely burned when an e-cigarette exploded in his pocket has renewed discussions about the safety of e-cig devices. An e-cigarette store employee explains that when the batteries are not properly taken care of, user safety can be at risk. Any tampering with the voltage or unwrapped batteries has the potential to cause device malfunctions. Vaping is common among some NAIT students who could also be exposed to the hazard.
I'm not worried because the reason why most of them explode is because of these things called RDAs, which are rebuildable coils where you make your own coils that you vape out of, and that goes to, you can make them to whatever watts or volts you want.
It is recommended that anyone using an e-cigarette device to keep a close eye on battery maintenance to avoid a dangerous situation.
The province is looking for 32 junior and senior high students to join an Alberta-wide youth council. Alberta Education Minister David Eggen announced a new plan to improve youth education on Monday. Students who join the youth council will meet with the minister 3 times a year to discuss any education issues and ways to improve.
Thing about teachers and students, right? The teachers learn just as much working with the students as the other way around.
Students will get leadership opportunities, exchange education initiatives, and build positive, direct relationships between themselves and Alberta education.
Hey Alex, how have the Ooks been doing this week?
Have they managed to pull off any big wins?
Well, it's been a busy week for the Ooks. It may have been reading week, but our NAIT athletes didn't get much of a break. The NAIT Ooks take on the SAIT Trojans in a best-of-3 semi-final matchup. SAIT came out strong with Shaylee Dolan scoring late in the first. Early in the second, Taylor Beck scores to double the lead, but it doesn't go unanswered as the Ooks' Kendra Hansen scores short side to keep the Ooks in the game. The Ooks weren't done there as Livia Luchova scores on the power play to tie the game at 2. Rucha Kuzlova keeps it going for the Ooks with a shot low blocker, but late in the third, Jessica Holt ties the game at 3, giving SAIT another chance. Halfway through the first overtime, Kaylee Jamieson scores bar down to take game 1. Ooks head coach Deanna Martin has this to say about the game.
We did a lot of good things, and unfortunately we came out on the wrong side of it in the extra time. So unfortunately we have to get it done in the 60 minutes of the game, it seems to be, because then if we go into extra time against this team, it seems they walk away with the win.
The NAIT Ooks men's basketball team aims to make a comeback after losing in the first game of a home-and-home against the Augustana Vikings. The NAIT Ooks have home advantage. Jackson Jacobs sets up Sebastian Cava, who starts the scoring for the Ooks. Riley Wallace is quick to answer with a 3-point shot, but the Ooks' Jared Caulfield sinks a 3 the other end. Back the other way, Michael Stasiak with the fadeaway gives the Vikings a 12-point lead. As the first half comes to a close, Logan Peace puts the Ooks within 10. The Ooks lose their second home game in a row, 93-88. The Ooks women's basketball team is looking to keep their undefeated streak alive against the Augustana Vikings. The Ooks' top point getter, Tori Hill, starts off strong in this game. Leah Van Bogard sinks a 3 to keep the Ooks' momentum going, but late in the second, Belliana Slicker sinks the bank shot for the Vikings. Nicole Ubels gets the 3 to keep the Vikings going, but not long after, Hill's jump shot lengthens the Ooks' lead. Erin Van Cooperfield gives a last-ditch effort, but it wasn't quite enough as the Ooks win the game 84-54, keeping their 20-game winning streak alive. The NAIT Ooks women's volleyball team hosted the King's College Eagles in the first game of the home-and-home. The Ooks start off strong with a great block by Nalani Stang and Stacey Head. Jocelyn Peters keeps it going with a point on her serve, but the Kings' Caitlin Boyce answers back, keeping her team in the game. Late in the set, Samantha Dodds comes up with a big block to keep the Ooks ahead. A serve error by the Eagles ends the set with the Ooks winning 25-21. 25-23 in the second and 25-19 in the third. The Ooks take the sweep. With the season coming to a close, our NAIT Ooks are still going strong.
Wow, it sounds like it really has been a busy week in sports here at NAIT.
It absolutely has. That's all for Second Edition News.
Thanks for watching.